Our goal for the next 3 years is clear. A comfortable life for everybody, all Filipinos.
The water crisis that has affected tens of thousands of households in Metro Manila and Rizal.
With the planned construction of Kaliwa Dam, residents fear for their livelihood.
The Budget Department says that infrastructure spending is still reeling from delays that hounded this year's spending plan.
The Philippines ranks 5th among countries in Asia with the worst traffic situation.
It's your girl, Mimi. Ayan, wag po tayo ma-stress sa traffic ngayon. Skirt!
This year's inflation story was a complete reversal of last year's.
The government isn't stopping efforts to liberalize rice imports in the country. Farmers, however, still claim the measure is crippling their source of livelihood.
The DA has confirmed what it has been suspecting all along, an outbreak of the dreaded African swine fever virus.
Polio, measles, and diphtheria, diseases supposedly eradicated or at least under control in the Philippines, made a resurgence in 2019.
The Department of Health raises a national dengue epidemic alert.
Ba't nagkaka-outbreak? Ako ba yung lamok? Ako ba yung virus?
Duterte certifies as urgent the bill that will hike taxes on alcoholic drinks, heated tobacco products, and vapes.
An overwhelming majority of administration bets grabbed the 12 available seats at the Senate in this year's elections.
Yung mismong form na pagsusulat sa pader, art yun.
Oh. Ito ba? Dito kami maging abala? Ganyan kahirap yan ginagawa ninyo.
They call it the Battle for Manila Bay, and a virtual army of volunteers took part at the start of the massive cleanup.
Metro Manila mayors are confident that they can complete clearing public roads way before the DILG's 60-day deadline.
After 6 years, 69 containers of Canadian trash will finally be shipped out of the country.
Any armed attack on Philippine forces, aircraft, or public vessels in the South China Sea would trigger mutual defense obligations.
Two former high-ranking officials of the country, along with Filipino fishermen, are taking China's Xi Jinping to the International Criminal Court for alleged atrocities in the West Philippine Sea.
The Armed Forces of the Philippines reported the presence of Chinese vessels around Pagasa Island.
The Philippine fishing boat Jemper 1 was struck by a Chinese boat while anchored near Reed Bank.
A Vietnamese vessel eventually pulled the crewmen out of the water.
Tulungan sana po kami.
Whether it's a form of bullying or not, it's outrageous, it's barbaric, it's uncivilized.
That is a maritime incident.
Xi Jinping cited the MOU on oil and gas as an example of a time where both nations were able to suspend their differences for a joint exploration venture.
The Bureau of Immigration is blaming the rise of offshore gaming for the inflow of Chinese workers in the country.
Vice President Leni Robredo revealed that the bulk of illegal drugs smuggled here hails from China. But her co-chair, Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency Chief Aaron Aquino, said most of the drugs now come from the Golden Triangle near the borders of Myanmar, Laos, and Thailand.
Sa tingin nila, matatapos ito dito. Hindi nila ako kilala. Nagsisimula pa lamang ako.
You can't compromise on human rights.
Hindi mo gusto man mangyari na ganun. Pero happens.
The pending release of convicted rapist, murderer, and former Calauan, Laguna Mayor Antonio Sanchez.
Masakit kasi nagmo-move on na kami even after 26 years.
Over at the Senate's GCTA law hearing last night claimed that Bucor officials have been raking in money through a scheme tagged as GCTA for sale.
The call by Chief PNP Oscar Albayalde on the status of the so-called Pampanga Ninja Cops accused of recycling illegal drugs.
Philippine Military Academy authorities are investigating 3 upperclassmen over the death of a cadet from suspected hazing-induced injuries.
The private journal of PMA Cadet Darwin Dormitorio reveals even more of the maltreatment he endured.
There are 9 senators in favor of the reimposition of death penalty in the country.
Senators also want to lower the minimum age of criminal responsibility from 15 to 12 years old.
Babagsak pa ang langit kung payagan natin ng isang transwoman umihi sa CR ng babae.
Will you certify po that Soji be the surgeon?
Yes. Whatever the mechanisms of what would make them happy.
It reportedly took just 10 seconds for a Chusan supermarket in Porac, Pampanga to collapse.
Strong earthquakes occurred in Cotabato and nearby provinces on October 16, 29, and 31. The 6.9 magnitude quake that jolted Davao del Sur. This is the latest and the strongest in the series of tremblers which rocked Mindanao.
2 explosions ripped through a Roman Catholic cathedral in Holosulu. The twin blasts killed 27 people.
The prosecution having established the guilt beyond reasonable doubt of the following accused who are found to have acted as principal.
10 years, 58 lives, and 300 testimonies led to that decision by Judge Jocelyn Solis Reyes in what is now being dubbed as the trial of the century. More than 20 people were wounded, none of them soldiers, after a series of explosions in Cotabato City, North Cotabato, and Maguindanao.
Okay, Boomer. You all come to us young people for hope. How dare you?
From Hong Kong to France to Iraq, 2019 was a big year for street protest movements all around the world.
The ayes have it. The ayes have it.
Itong Katoliko na ito will disappear in almost 25 years. Wala na.
Ng medalyang ginto sa SEA Games.
Ikaw ay Filipino, Filipino, Filipino.